everyone. My name is Largime Ballazhi. I come from Macedonia, and my presentation will be for viral hepatitis A in the Republic of Macedonia 2006 and 2015. Hepatitis A is one of the most frequent causes of foodborne infection in the world. 32.1 of the total viral hepatitis reported all over the world. Every year, 1.4 million cases of hepatitis A occur worldwide. Also, we know that it's transmitted through injection of contaminated food and water or direct contact with an infected person. Also, in the Republic of Macedonia, a mandatory notification since 1956 as hepatitis, but not differentiation type. And then adequate measure and prevention and control required proper differentiation of type of the viral hepatitis A, and this is from 1982 is subject to mandatory laboratory differentiation according to the law. The highest incidence is registered in 1988 with 165.8, and from 2011 cases are defined by according to the EU case definition, which is mean regarding to clinical, laboratory, and epidemiologic criteria. For objective is to describe the frequency and distribution as well as the epidemiology characteristic of hepatitis A in the Republic of Macedonia during the period from 10 years, and also to identify high-risk areas in order to implement control and prevention measures. For method, this is a descriptive study. We analyze the official data in the Republic of Macedonia for 10 years, the review of official data collected from the Institute of Public Health. We use annual reports, also monthly bulletins, and information from 10 region centers of public health and local units. And we use to analyze this data, incidence rate and percentage. Also, cases are described by time, person, and place, and the result will present with graphics. And we can see in this graph, we can see the incidence of viral hepatitis A, and for during this period, the number of cases, the total number of cases is 1,058, and also in this graph, we can see the cyclical increasing number of cases on the 3 to 5 years, and we see that the highest incidence was registered in 2040 with 28.2, and also the lowest incidence is registered in the 2030 with 4.9. In this graph, we see the number of cases by age group and gender, and we can see that the most dominant age group was 7 to 14 with 3.9, and the lowest number of cases are registered in the age group of people older than 60 with 0.6. We can see that the children in school and preschool are more affected, and also according to the gender distribution is almost identical in every year. Male to female ratio is 1.23 to 1. We also calculate the incidence, and again, the highest incidence is registered in the group 7 to 14 with 57.2, and the lowest incidence is registered the age group older than 60 with 0.5. In this graph, we can see the mean annual proportion of viral hepatitis A cases by Center of Public Health, and we can see that the most cases are registered in the Regional Center of Public Health Skopje, Kumanovo, and Strumica, and the lowest number of cases are registered in the Center of Public Health Ohrid. In this map, we can see the incidence per 100,000 population by local units, and we can see that the most intensive area are those with highest incidence. In this graph, we can see clearly seasonality in the autumn, especially in the October and the November, every year in this analysis period. And for the outbreak in the 10 years, in the period from 10 years in the Republic of Macedonia, there were 19 outbreaks registered. From then, 14 are in the rural wild, and 5 are in the urban, which the total number of the cases is 1,348 cases. The most affected age group was 7 to 14. There was 603 registered cases in the rural and 745 in urban areas. And also, if we don't, if the last outbreak investigation with 476 cases in urban areas, if this we not taken into consideration, and if we compare the number of cases in rural and urban areas, we will see that the rural areas had 5 times more cases. And these results suggest that the highest number of cases occurs in the less developed region with a poor collective hygiene, improperly disposal of fecal waste and wastewater, and inadequate supply with drinking water or poor sanitation. For discussion and conclusion, related to the literature, virus hepatitis A infection are mainly related to poor hygiene and water supply. Also, the highest incidence is registered in 2040. The most affected group is 7 to 14 years, and the highest incidence was observed in less developed municipalities, and 44.7% as cases in outbreaks. And we can tell that hepatitis A is still an actual problem in the Republic of Macedonia. For limitation, possibly weakness in regular reporting of virus hepatitis A, producing unclear picture of the situation, also underreporting and possible gaps. The surveillance system is paper-based. Very few research and published papers related to the issue has been done at the national level. And for the recommendation, it's very important to evaluate and improve the surveillance system, and also to propose to the authorities to introduction the electronic system of reporting. It's important to increase awareness and continuous training of the health professional for the importance of timely and proper reporting, and also to access the needed of introduction of vaccine, especially in the less developed region, and for the general population to promote personal and general hygiene practices better. This is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Largime. Floor is open for discussion. Yes, Daphne?
Thank you, Largime, for your presentation. You've mentioned at the beginning that you have the cyclicity of the numbers increasing in every 3 to 5 years. Do you have any explanation for that?
Yes, I have for that in one table. We can see here that the first years we have increasing number, and then the next 3 years we have decreasing number, and then again increasing, and then again decreasing. Maybe probably due to accumulation of susceptible population.
Alexei, you want to? Okay, yes, please.
So, thank you. Thank you, Largime, for your presentation. I will ask about, you said that you use a case definition, and if all the cases are confirmed from and what is the limit of outbreaks when you declare an outbreak?
All the cases that are not registered in the period of the outbreaks are laboratory confirmed, and in outbreaks only the first cases are confirmed in laboratory, and the next ones that have epidemiology linked are not confirmed.
And which is the limit of when you declare an outbreak of hepatitis?
Hepatitis A doet nou de roer, het je wel eens wat je hepatitis
No, we don't have epidemiology. Yeah, base without line.
Ibrahim, you wanted to comment, to make a question? Yes, please. Yes, of course. You are very welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I want to ask two comments, maybe, or two small questions about the incidence. Is 2014? It's a high sharp at the incidence. What is the cause of this high incidence in 2014? And what is how you can confirm the case of hepatitis A? Through what type of tests, if lab tests, if you know something about labs? Thank you.
These outbreaks in the 2040 is registered immediately after we have a flood in this place, in the Skopje, Kumanova, and this is the reason that we have the outbreak in these years. And also we have confirmed. I'm not exactly but I know this. Serologic tests are laboratory confirmed, but the outbreaks it is associated with immediately after the flood which happened in those places.
Hepatitis A is a common disease, not in all Macedonia. For example, in Palestine, we have the same problem. What do you think the major cause of it? As I see a letter from you, that's the flood. The water is the cause of this hepatitis?
Yes. In the less developed region, the problem is the water.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Largime, for your presentation, and especially to the audience because of the raised questions and polemic related to the different issues based on your presentation. Actually, it is very much interested to be underlined that Largime is the one young person who actually is brave enough to explain the real weaknesses of the surveillance of hepatitis A in Republic of Macedonia, and actually trying to show that reporting system, and especially reporting system in the area where we are practically knowing that there is a hepatitis A, we are not really receiving the real information related to this. And actually, we really hope seriously that this initial pioneer study will help actually Republic of Macedonia to take the whole issue much more seriously, and actually to go deeply into the much serious work with better results. Thank you.
Thank you, Vesna.